Wait. Start recording. Maybe we can't record. Oh, never mind. We're live. Okay, I guess we can't record and stream at the same time.
Which one are we doing?
We're streaming. So, I think, maybe, I don't know.
I hear my voice, so something is happening.
Okay, here, let's try this. Camera one.
Hey, we're doing that.
Hey, that worked. Okay. All right, people. Okay.
Hello, Internet.
There we go. Hello, Internet.
Andrew.
We figured it out.
Andrew figured it all out. Mark and I were here for just emotional support.
So real quick, Audie, since you're there, do you know, can we not record when we're streaming? Is that why I was getting an error message?
Audie's not here.
She's right there.
Wait, on the phone?
Audie, send us a message so that we can make sure that we record this in case
She's watching.
isn't
On
correct
which
whatsoever.
thing? I don't see her. I don't hear her. Where are you?
She's in the Internet.
Are you
Internet. I'm
sitting in
Andrew.
your
I'm
bathtub?
trying this.
This is Mark, who's freaked out that Audie's in the Internet. We're the Knights of the Drunk Watch, and now our talk begins. So we just finished watching Watchmen's Episode 1, Season 2. Let's see if I can get this right. Martial movements? Crap. Of Comanche Horsemanship.
Epic fail.
I don't know. It's too,
I got distracted
it's
because
too many words.
I am imagining Audie in her bathtub with bubbles floating all around her saying, "Hey guys, what are you doing?"
I bet
Come
she's
on."
not even in a bathtub.
No.
Anyway.
She's probably in her chair with one cat on her and a large polar bear dog trying to climb up onto her lap.
Probably. Anyway, so as Andrew was saying, we just watched season 1, episode 2. A lot to go on here. I'm not saying that I don't like the series. I love the series. I'm just saying I don't know what to make about this episode. Mark was saying that. I don't know what to make about this episode. I'm shocked. I'm intrigued.
Well,
I'm questioning what they're going to.
Don
Yeah,
Johnson,
that's-
bad guy.
Don Johnson, bad guy, but good guy, but bad guy.
Seeming to be a good guy, or maybe he was trying to make up for a bad...
It seems like, well, because, so that was Don Johnson's closet where they found the Klan outfit, right?
Yes.
So, I mean,
Literal
I think...
skeleton in the closet.
You don't get much more skeleton than that. But with his character, what we saw with the last episode, I think it really kind of came down to, yes, he did some bad things in the past, but he was trying to make up for it. And
Maybe.
I
We
mean,
don't know.
but we don't know yet. It's a lot of us got upset because you're going to kill Don Johnson off in the first episode, but as I said, well, just because he died in the first episode doesn't mean we are not going to have some flashbacks, and he's totally going to get more screen time, and I think we will learn more about his character. But the way that they portrayed him, I think it'll definitely be like, oh yes, crap, he was part of the Klan, he did some bad things, but wanting to play up that, but he was trying to make good.
I mean, that's going to be, I guess, kind of the part of the mysteries of the show, of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a bad guy pretending to be a good guy because he was a bad guy? Or did he used to be a bad guy and now he's trying to make up for it by being a good guy?
Was he Severus Snape? I mean,
Or was he just Voldemort?
We spent so...
Voldemort?
No. I don't think it was Voldemort. But no, he might have been that very, Severus Snape, just doing that. He played like he was part of the dark side, but with Regina King. Did I say her name right this time?
Regina King.
But
King.
him... we just saw in that first episode that he was very friendly with her. It's like he loved her, he cared for her, and was trying to help her and stuff. So it may have been one of those that, yes, he was part of the dark side, but he was trying to play the good guy. He was trying to play both sides, but actually playing for the... Okay, I'm just rambling now.
So I'm just going to say, because I asked Adi a question earlier, she didn't answer it. Adi, just let us know you're still there. So what do we learn about Sister Night this episode?
So, Sister Night was a police officer who on Christmas Eve was dancing with her husband. I think she's got some kind of premonition power of some sort, because she seems to keep pointing out things that are about to happen right before
she heard something.
Did she hear something?
She heard something.
Okay.
And we already got tipped off about the White Knight, because it was the White Knight where police officers went from public figures to hidden
Masked
figures.
But so, she gets attacked in her home.
Woo!
She survives.
We also have the World Series.
Sorry, the World Series is
background,
playing on the camera behind you right now.
But you just cheered for...
And we are in Houston,
so
we are rooting for the Astros.
Yes. So she gets shot, but the last that we see of her on the White Knight is she's got a shotgun aimed at her head, but she doesn't get shot again. So she either blacked out and they said, okay, which again, as we all learned from every situation, if you want to kill somebody, double tap. Although it wouldn't have worked out, in Regina King's case.
No.
Why are you
Wait. Who needed to be double tapped?
Well, the Klansmen who attacked them on the White Knight, they didn't shoot her twice to make sure. She only got shot once.
Right. Theory.
Well, a lot of people failed to double tap.
The second Rorschach, Don Johnson. Because he said, you survived the attack and you killed your attacker. But she didn't. The guy who shot her isn't the guy she killed.
Very true.
So, she got shot, but not killed. And she could have gotten killed, but the second attacker didn't finish her off. The guy who shot her didn't finish her off, but she killed the guy who came in after her.
Very true. Very true.
So maybe Don Johnson came in and needed to make it look good, so he shot her anyway. Because he's actually a bad guy, but he still likes her.
Well, because sometimes the only way to, be like, you have to prove to your other people that you are a bad guy is to, even just like fire at the good guy, but not fire a fatal shot, otherwise she'd be dead.
Well, that being said, does that technically make the one that she killed his actual son, her partner, who was going in on the White Knight thing? I mean...
What?
I don't...
His son was the partner.
Whose son?
Oh, no, it wasn't his son. Could her partner have been the first guy that she killed?
No. Her partner was killed in his bed with his wife, and the children had to hide.
Sorry, completely forgot that.
Yeah, had to hide it, and she adopted. And then another thing we learned is
much has happened in just 2 episodes.
Fostering her partner's children.
Look at the puppy. There's a puppy.
Focus.
Sorry, there's a pedigree commercial playing on the background, and there are puppies.
So,
what a puppy.
No, yes. I think you're onto something. I definitely believe Judd could be possibly attacker number 2 who did not follow through and kill Sister
Night.
Yeah, Sister Night. I definitely think that's a possibility. Anywho, we kind of fast forward a little bit. Sister Night apprehends the black guy in the wheelchair.
Louis Gossett Jr.
Will gets him back to her bakery lair. Yeah, her bakery bat cave. Let's call it that, the bakery bat cave.
Bakery bat cave, I like
bakery
that.
Bat cave. Gets back to the bakery bat cave. Changes into her alternate persona and then proceeds to question him. Banter. Then actually has to go out to the scene where Judd is dead.
Poor Judd is dead.
And And then the cops just get themselves all riled up. They go and invade Nixonville. Apparently, Nixonville is where all the racist, white supremacist people live, and they're all trailer trash people. Is that saying anything about our current situation?
Well, I mean, if they are living in a world where Richard Nixon, they have a freaking statue of him going, and they are worshiping this statue.
Yeah, but I mean, he's kind of like a comical statue. I mean, he's
very
like one of
comical
those,
looking.
He's like one of those Pit Boy Vault Dweller happy statues.
But I want to know about. I think in the first episode we saw Mount Rushmore.
Mm-hmm.
What I never went back and looked on it. Which president faces were on Mount Rushmore?
Well, I just don't get a quick glimpse that Nixon was added to Mount Rushmore.
Nixon was one of them. Wait, in placement of who?
Well, I don't know.
I think it was like there were four, and all of a sudden there's a fifth.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't get the specifics.
Okay, yeah. See, because that moment passed by so quickly, so I didn't know if Nixon was a fifth or if because there's only 4 presidential faces on Mount Rushmore, or if Nixon had replaced one of them.
You'd have to go back and watch it.
Okay, you boys are not helpful. Moving on.
Sorry. They bust up. But again, Sister Knight, in that premonition thing, says, "Watch out, Looking Glass," and then beats the shit out of that Nixonville dude who attacked him with a bat.
I think she could have seen him in Looking Glass's face.
I don't know. I think she might have some special power. Who knows? She is the daughter of a guy who's got some connections at the very end, which we'll talk about. What she goes on...
Well, I'll say this. Unless she was specifically trying not to spoil people, in an interview, Regina King says that she doesn't have superpowers.
Okay.
She's just a super fighter.
Okay. All right. Well, then she noticed the glimmer out of Looking Glass's face, which is still an amazing mask that I think a lot of people are going to go to Comic-Con next year as Looking Glass as well. What happened?
Comic-Palooza.
Whatever.
Comic-Palooza is the one here in Houston. But yes, Comic-Con is the big giant one in San Diego where all of the big famous people go to.
Okay. What happened next?
Well, then she went to the wake and literally looked for skeletons in the closet and found one.
Yeah, literally looked for skeletons in the closet and found one of the pointy head variety, wearing a sheriff's badge, which is pretty messed up. She also went for the Redfordation Museum Center, found out Will is a direct descendant of the Tulsa massacres, and therefore ability to receive the Redfordations, which we keep hearing about. And then she finds out that this person has 2 living descendants. She asks, the automated response says, enter a name if you think that might be it. Finds out she is a direct descendant of Will, who is this person. So she doesn't know anything about her grandfather's past, her actual biological grandfather's past. And then she's about to take him to the precinct, and he gets whisked away by a giant magnet in the sky.
Some big helicopter type thing drops a magnet on her car and takes him away.
That's
leaving behind the flyer that the Kaiser had sent out to the black soldiers in World War I, saying they should turn up, against the Americans because the Germans could treat them better.
Yeah.
And then that flyer went home with the soldier who was her great-grandfather, and was what her great-grandfather wrote on her grandfather's thing, look after this boy, and he stuffed it in his pocket when he became one of the survivors of the massacre.
Because of how you just phrased it, do you think Will is a Nazi supporter?
They're not Nazis.
Okay, not Nazis anymore. Do you
they
think,
weren't Nazis.
Okay.
They were never Nazis.
Do you think he agrees with the black people who were being oppressed should have left America and actually fought for America's enemies?
Well, we never saw what her great-grandfather did other than he kept that piece of paper.
I think the only thing we know world history-wise is that they won the Vietnam War.
Well, I mean, obviously also World War II, or World War One was won.
Well, this might be something to look up if the Germans actually did put propaganda out to try to turn African American units.
Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm quite positive.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't know about the Tulsa massacre till last week, so
I read about that somewhere, but I mean,
wait, go, get it. At least get
okay.
One base, yay.
So,
sorry,
yeah, no.
World Series playing in the background. We're rooting for Astros.
The only changed history that we know of is that the Vietnam War was officially won, and Vietnam is now part of the multitude.
But to be honest,
states.
the Vietnam is a state.
It's now a
state.
It's officially a state, not just a territory.
It's a state,
but a state.
And there's a whole bunch of other states, which I haven't gotten a good view of the flag, so I don't know how many stars are on it.
Yeah, we're assuming the Vietnam War was won because Vietnam is now a state. Nothing's ever said.
I mean, but even on that flag, I mean, the brief glimpses we've had on that flag, it still doesn't seem like there were 50 stars on that.
I think there's more.
Okay, I mean, I haven't had a good view of that, but it still seemed that there were less.
Who knows? We get okay. So we go to the master, Jeremy Irons. His play is being enacted by Mr. Phillips,
and Miss Crookshanks.
Miss Crookshanks. It's being enacted out. You find out Mr. Phillips dies.
He died. Well, what they're enacting out is the birth of Dr. Manhattan.
Birth of Dr. Manhattan. Which I get the feeling like
we
the
solved
master
the blue penis.
He's trying to actually work out some sort of formula, some equation, something that can be related to.
Right. Well, of course, Dr. Manhattan and Ozymandias were part of the original.
They were
set of Watchmen,
and
Dr. Manhattan is now absconded to Mars to do whatever he.
But from what I remember of the original is they had a sort of we don't agree with each other, but we're going to work for each other because I've convinced you that this is the way that it needs to be, kind of thing. Like Ozymandias convinced Dr. Manhattan, look, you're this person now, and you're going to have to be this kind of this image, the symbol of this. But I think he was himself trying to figure it. I don't know.
I have no idea what you just said.
I don't know. I'm maybe not making any sense. So yeah, he's working on that. Kills Mr. Phillips. Miss Crookshanks is there. We find out there's several clones. So we were right. Whoever said
they're kind of some.
There were robots or something.
Robots or
AIs.
something.
They're actually just a bunch of clones that Jeremy Irons has made a whole bunch of. They're perfectly fine with the death of their clones. They don't seem to have any resentment to it. Maybe Mr. Phillips did.
Well, except for Montrose got to be the new Mr. Phillips.
Yeah, Montrose totally doesn't have any problem with it. And neither does, I think, Miss Crookshanks. Although they're down to 2 guys and 3 girls. Maybe there's a whole bunch more. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know that.
Maybe he'll pull up another Mr. Montrose. So yeah, that's developing, but Ozymandias is either creating the play, or I think he's trying to work out something that happened. And again, it's all related to time. I mentioned this earlier. I think there's a big thing related to time and possibly the moment that something happened and its affect everything else.
All right. Anything else?
Anything else?
Nope.
Supposedly we have 2 people watching.
That's you and Audie.
Well, but Audie won't answer my question, so I guess Audie's not paying attention.
Audie.
So.
Anywho. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
I'm chatting with Andres and Chantel about the World Series, so.
Oh, say hi to
them. So, if we got nothing else to say.
I think that's it. Let us know what your thoughts are. Give us $1, patron. What else?
Oh, yeah, there may be links down there. I don't know. I've just used whatever Zach already has set up.
Yes, so anywho.
No pint glasses on our store, just coffee mugs.
Just coffee mugs.
So a coffee mug's about the size of a good drink. So.
We should have thoughts about pint glasses, though.
What?
We should have thoughts about pint glasses.
They don't seem to offer them on that website.
Maybe we look for another one. Anywho, whatever. So, Andrew.
All right, we're the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And now our talk
has ended.
Thank you very much, guys.
I'm
we'll see
here
you next
too.
time. Do your stop, press, go, do not pass, $200.